Welcome to the lunation situation. We're talking about the new moon in Leo occurring July 24th at 2 degrees of the Leo sign. This impacts all the fixed signs. So if you have anything at the beginning of Scorpio, Aquarius, or Taurus, this new moon affects you directly. It's a very intense new moon that promises a very fruitful time for the coming 6 months, because a new moon is always a portal for the birth of a 6-month period. And so you can use it very intentionally to create wishes and intentions, vision boards. It's basically a manifestation portal. So do with it what you want. But during a new moon, there's always this fresh incoming energy, this fertile birthing frequency that, especially if you use the Leo themes that I will explain to you, then this new moon could be really beneficial. So new moons are obviously very creational. The sun and the moon are together in the sky. This is why we don't see the moon. And in that dark, there is a fruitful beginning, and the moon starts a new cycle, a new 28-day cycle. But it also starts a new cycle in the Leo themes that will come to completion 6 months later during the full moon in Leo. So, what is Leo about? Leo is bold, extravagant, expressive. It's colorful, it's bright, it's dynamic, it's slightly dramatic, maybe not that slight. It's the 5th house in the zodiac, in the astrology. So that means it's about playfulness, about children, your inner child, creativity, fun, activities, hobbies, any creative outlets, theater, but also sports and singing. It's very active. It's the 2nd fire sign, so it's very passionate. It's heart-centered. It's about courage and bravery, about roaring yourself into the spotlight, because it's ruled by the sun. So Leo wants to be noticed. So July 24th, we have this energy where you are being pushed into the spotlight for some reason, especially where 2 degrees falls in your chart. Look what house that is, because the spotlight is on that house. It's time to activate that house area for you personally. You know, Leo is about the show, about the magnificence, about, you know, the kings and queens, the royals, the leaders, the people at the forefront, ruled by the sun. Like I said, you're not just noticed, you are bright. It's time to shine. It's time to sparkle and to be a little bit more than you usually are, you know. If, you know, explore what you could be more of, more bright, more shiny, more noticeable. It's about performing. It's about the arts, about the creativity that's at the center of life itself, like the sun, you know. So we're very alive, very lively, very motivated to start this new page. This is about romanticizing your life, literally through love and loving relationships and romantic experiences. But this is about romancing basically every experience of your life, and then add in the house that is relevant for you. If it's the 2nd house, romanticize earning money or feeling valuable. If it's the 5th house, this is romance time. You know, maybe a nice love in your life, maybe an expressive, a creative endeavor that really feels like love, like you're obsessed to create and bring it into life. If it's the 8th house, you're very deeply activated to look into the passion, the mysticism of life, the magic, perhaps ancestry, karma, a little bit dark, but just feeling the love to merge, the love for the intensity of life. So it's really, you know, going up a notch, right? Doing more, being more, showing more. But of course, since it's the leadership sign, like the sun being at the center of everything, what are you ready to lead in your life? Where are you ready to be more of a center in your own life? Where are you ready to prioritize yourself? This is where we invite in adoration, accolades, noticeability, a little bit opulence, a little bit luxury, a little bit over the top. It's about risks, taking risks in all areas of your life, but specifically the house that 2 degrees of Leo is playing at for you. Let your personality shine out. Take center stage, show your wild side, show up and glow up. So what are you ready to glow up in your life? The house again that it's at 2 degrees of Leo is where the glow up is for you. How can you be more heart centered? Following your heart is where the rewards are. Taking risks is a Leo thing. It's part of the fire signs. We're not afraid to take chances, to take risks. This is where that bravery and courage comes in, right? So you're not afraid, you're fearless, you're so bold, you're so sure of yourself and your moves that you're making. It's time to embark on more risky business. Since it's ruled by the sun, it's also about vitality. So brightening up, more liveliness, more playfulness, more joy, more activity. Time to follow your passion, time to feel really driven and motivated for all that. Embrace your fabulous self and show up, radiate that for yourself and everyone else. This is your show. This is your performance, your life. What are you going to make of it? It could be about standing up more for yourself, expressing your needs, just standing more strong and brighter and bigger in who you are and what you want, and to really express that more, right? The fearlessness, the courage, the heart driven fire that Leo brings gives us the strength to express, to go a little bit against things, to stand up for yourself and for others, to stand up for what you believe in, to stand behind and for your creativity, for the art, for what life is worth living, which is love and creation. And obviously those are connected, interlinked. So tap into your inner child, take your inner child everywhere you go, make sure it comes out, make sure it's not repressed or suppressed. Be more childish from time to time. Why not? Express that, follow that innocence and joy, and you will feel so much more fulfilled. It's time to do something wholeheartedly, with perseverance and determination, with undeniable passion, because it's at 2 degrees, which is a Taurus degree. So we're very driven to create something very solid and very noticeable. There's a lot of perseverance, there's a lot of willpower here, so something we need to make use of. When we look at the chart for this Leo new moon, it's so interesting to notice that this new moon, this lunation, interacts with all the outer planetary changes that have occurred recently this year, or within like 6-7 months time period. So, it interplays, of course, with Pluto because there's an opposition. It interplays with all the Saturn and Neptune at Aries. That's a trine. It interplays with Uranus moving into Gemini, which is a sextile. So it clearly is a part of all those outer planet massive changes that have occurred in our energetic field, which will affect the experience we're having. And it's quite a profound change from well, ever before. So it's a historic moment in time, a huge momentum for change. And this new moon being so, sun and heart centered, full of creational power, full of birthing power, full of fertility, it is time to bring these energetic changes in, hone it down, grounded within your own experiences. And again, the house that 2 degrees of Leo falls in is the indication where this is required for you. On the oppositional side, we have Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. And so 2 degrees of Pluto is also where you could look in your chart, like where is the opposition to this moon, where is the 2 degrees of Aquarius in your chart, because it's sort of intertwines. An opposition can be dramatic. It can be very overwhelming because you're pushed into 2 directions. But in this case, I really feel that it's adding to the creational power, because Pluto is a very powerful, dynamic energy. It just intensifies, okay? So here, there is a great push, a huge reminder to empower yourself, to power up, to really feel that fire and that shine and brightness of the Leo energy. But the reminder part is that it's not just about you. This is not ego-centered. This is not about only me. It is you first, because that's just how it has to be. You have to love and prioritize yourself. But it doesn't mean that you don't think about other people, and that sometimes, well, I'm not sure if you should put other people first. I don't think you need to do that. But you do need to think about other people. You do need to be compassionate. So not just passionate for you, but be compassionate and kind for everyone else as well. And think about not just love for you and a partner, but also love for everything, everybody. The love you feel for humanity, the love you feel for, science, for advancements, for the future, for the love you feel for Mother Earth. You know what I mean? It's very compassing, maybe even cosmic love. It's the realization we're working with something so big, and it requires so much more input, such a new change of mind, a free mind, a liberated mind, where we're also very authentically empowered. This is about shining with your pure essence of who you are. And because Pluto is retrograde, it's easier to tap into the inner fire, the inner shine, the inner joy that you already are. And it's just reminding you to feel this power, to feel this empowerment within yourself, and really pushing you to be unique and as weird as you can be, out of the box, doing it your own way. This is not, there are no rules here. You make the rules. You follow the beat of your own drum. But with lights on you, with showing up, showing out, and that it is not egotistically empowered, but really empowered because your uniqueness is so valuable for what's going on in this collective. So that's, I would say, the opposition, which is just that intensity we need. I mean, Leo can be really intense as well. It's a fixed sign. But, Pluto just adds fire to the flame, I would say, but adds more a direction of just uniqueness, really. Just to remind yourself who you really are, and a grander sense of love, and a grander sense of interconnectedness with everything. There's also that trine to Saturn and Neptune in Aries. This is a lot of fire. This is a lot of easy fire, except, you know, Saturn is retrograde, Neptune is retrograde. So we have embarked on a new chapter in time, a new era, new karmic contracts are, you know, written up, are created through yourself and, you know, your cosmic connection. But we have a little bit of things that we need to round up. We're not at the end, or not at the beginning. There's a little bit of, you know, going over some old issues and then stepping into that new reality fully next year in 2026. A couple of months, we are wrapping up the old. But I guess with this, you know, trine to Saturn and Neptune would indicate that the fire here is really, it's such an easy breeze that's firing away, cutting off everything that dimmed your shine, right? That dimmed your sparkle, and nothing can get in the way of that. So the new era, the new contract, the new karma that you're embarking on, especially in 2026, it's about letting go of anything or everybody or every situation, every experience that dimmed your shine. That is not acceptable, but it's something you need to decide and then move forward with that. So here it's a combination of where I feel that you're going to be revealed, because it's something that the sun does. You're being revealed to what didn't work out for you, and then now you have this momentum with the new moon to create a new timeline where you are more naturally expressing yourself and being yourself and putting that out, you know. You're not holding back anymore. That is what this momentum calls for. You know, this is a fire that burns away everything that is not working out. And it's also a remembrance of, well, then what is my passion now? What do I feel fired up for? So it's a bit of a reflectional thing as well, to have a little bit of a moment with yourself and just feel where in the body and in the mind, like, where is that passion? Where is that fire? Where do I want to feel more love and romance and brightness and joy, and do it. Do it. This is the time to this is sort of your green light to move forward in a very bold, slightly risky fashion. The sextile to Uranus in Gemini, same, I would say. You know, this is the mental part of it. So your brain is fired up. This could mean that we feel very, very excited around July 24th. A lot of electric, high vibrational frequencies. Might be a bit challenging to calm down, to, you know, ground yourself. You might be really up with excitement and like, where is this energetic push coming from, and is it more difficult to sleep? You know, are you feeling a little bit too anxious, too nervous? That's the sextile possibly to Uranus. You might have a lot of thoughts going on about the new passions, about how you want to present yourself more boldly, more uniquely, more authentically. Your mind is on fire, and there are a lot of ideas that could be highly valuable around this new moon. There's also an outer sign square to Chiron in Aries, which is again that reminder to self-prioritize, to tap into your confidence, because Leo is a very confident sign, or I mean, it could be. That's the goal of the Leo energy. So find the confidence within and find whatever is holding you back from a high self-esteem. You need to value yourself to have more valuable experiences. You need to also be okay with saying no, with expressing your boundaries, with saying that you're crossing the red line right now. And I guess the square could indicate that there could be a lot of heat, perhaps heated arguments, anger. So be careful with that. The flame, the fire, the need to roar could be really felt. And the only thing this fire is meant for is fuel, to move you forward in passion, in love, in desire, and just use it as a motivational tool to keep you moving, right? I think this could be, with all this fire and excitement, an excellent moment to like dance it out, or some creative expression to lighten all the too many excitement or too much going on in the mind. So find a creational outlet maybe during this time. And it's a nice way to not just let out energy, but also tap into, input of interesting ideas. And you're co-creating at that moment, so you're really working with the magic of life. So creativity should be high on your list. Like I said, dancing, singing, or a little DIY project. I have it scheduled, so I'm gonna do that for sure. In the background, we have another energy that's working with the nodes, so that's quite interesting. The North Node is in Pisces, which means the South Node is in Virgo, and we have a conjunction here with the South Node and Mars. So that's a lot of focus on what needs to go, what is not efficient anymore, what's not working for us anymore. Thinking about what's not healthy to us and really stop doing that. And this is physical, taking care of your body, but this is also, what's not working out for you in other areas of your life, perhaps work, perhaps people, perhaps places. So it's like finishing up, assessing, what is working out, what is not, and then to let go, to drop out what isn't working. So it's a highly letting go energy. And it's T-squaring, the nodes are T-squaring Venus in Gemini together with Hygeia. So that indicates to me that we need to let go of some thoughts, mental processes. We need to purify our mind. We need to purify our body. And we need to find a balance between the masculine and the feminine energies, which is about, the feminine is about receiving, allowing, accepting, and then the masculine energy is about, conquering, going after, hunting, right? You could almost say like extrovert versus introvert, basically. So how much are you able to allow in? And are there thought patterns or mental activities that is blocking you to receive blessings? This is a very destined moment as it hits the nodes. So I would say this new moon, whatever way you look at it, is very profound. So, and maybe all that masculine and feminine, fighting each other off could be an indication that, this is also a moment to really think about relationships, about romance, about love. Where do you need more love in your life, and where can you just express that or go after that and just bring in, invite in, be open to receive more love, more brightness. This is what you can work with. So good luck. I wish you a wonderful new moon in Leo. Express yourself.